Today I'm asking the age-old question of what is time, but in like an ADHD way, not an existential way. If you wonder why you're always late, ADHD might have something to do with it. The good news is, for our general sense of internal dread and self-loathing, there is a difference between time blindness and late tendencies. If this is your first time hearing about time blindness, I posted a TikTok the other day involving a bunch of lemons and an analogy for time blindness. What's with all the numbered lemons? Y'all, I think I found the perfect way to illustrate ADHD time blindness. Each of these lemons represents a 5-minute block of time. Okay, so I have 30 minutes to get out the door, the neurotypical way. 5 minutes to get dressed, 10 minutes to do my makeup, 5 minutes for my hair, and 10 minutes to take my dog out. Let's add a little neurodivergent spice. When you have ADHD, you probably have time blindness in which you have no concept for how long things take and are often late or rushing to things. 5 minutes to get dressed, 10 minutes to do my makeup, 5 minutes to do my hair. Okay, look at us, we're killing it. 15 minutes to take my dog out because he was sniffing around, another 5 minutes to fill up my emotional support water bottle and find my keys that I lost in the rush. Now I'm running 10 minutes late in my day and I have all these extra lemons that I have to figure out what the heck to do with. So the whole idea in this TikTok is that one of the ways that time blindness shows up the most for me is that I consistently underestimate how long tasks will take. And I often don't leave myself that little extra cushion of time to allow for life happening or just things in general that I forget that add up, all those tiny little steps before I leave the house, for instance, filling up my emotional support water bottle, finding my keys, getting my bag, locking my house door, starting my car, driving out of my driveway, turning onto the road, all those little things that in a perfect world could literally take 1 minute or less. But in reality, there's usually a lot of smaller steps involved that I don't account for. And ultimately, that's one of the reasons why I am always running late and I constantly feel like I'm rushing to everything in my life. Before I even knew that I had ADHD, time blindness affected so many different areas of my life. When I was in school, for instance, I would constantly procrastinate on deadlines even though I sincerely wanted to do a really good job and not give myself that extra stress. But like many other ADHDers out there, the dopamine fuel that you get from that last minute rush and that urgency is what ultimately would get me through to the finish line and get me to complete that project. Another interesting context where time blindness shows up in my life is in the context of relationships. So in the past, I've had friends or family members kind of question whether or not I respect their time because I am constantly running late. And of course, this affects their time as well. Throwing it back to like 2016, 2017, I think, my best friend, shout out to my other Emily, we're backpacking together in Europe. I don't know if English is my first language anymore. Anyway, we were backpacking in Europe. We had like different activities planned, and of course, me not accounting for just how long it would take for me to like get ready to go out, separate my backpacking backpack from my day bag, getting all the documents that we need to like be out and about, like tickets. I was constantly running late to our plans and hadn't taken into account how this would affect my friend that I was traveling with for a couple months. And what ended up happening is my lovely and sincere friend pulled me aside and let me know, hey, it really feels like you don't respect my time while we're on this trip together. I'm always waiting for you. You're never ready when you say you'll be ready. And it ends up eating away into my time while we're here traveling together. And that was like a really big moment for me to realize that my struggles with time management and balancing my time not only affected me and caused me anxiety, but was also starting to hurt some of my relationships as well. So I found a really dope article on Very Well Mind that talks a little bit about some of the ways that time blindness can show up in our everyday lives. Number one, underestimating or overestimating how much time has passed, how long a task will take, or how much time is left before an anticipated event. Literally every day of my life. This is why my phone is full of alarms for when the dryer is done, when I need to check on the food that I'm cooking, when I have 10 minutes to leave my house, when to feed my dog, when to take my meds. It's like I live and die by alarms. Seriously, I don't know where I would be without them. Probably DED in a ditch. Number two, chronically missing deadlines or arriving late, even for things that you're excited about. I am all too familiar with this and have absolutely missed out on opportunities that I was genuinely excited about because I didn't account for the time to either do them or prepare for them. Number three, difficulty making a realistic schedule or sticking to a schedule. 100%. You know when you watch like morning routine videos and people are like, consistency is key, consistency is key. Girl, consistency isn't even in my vocabulary January. I wish it was. I've been trying to be a morning person for literally 30 years. I've actually been using this super dope app called Structured. I'll include a little preview for you guys just to see what it looks like. This isn't sponsored at all. They're just an app that I really genuinely enjoy that helps me schedule out my day a little bit further. I actually have the pro version, which gives you a little bit more personalization and flexibility for your schedule. It also takes off the stress of knowing all these things that you have to do that you don't know where to place in your upcoming time. I've been loving this app. By no means has it completely made me into this ritualistic morning goddess, but it has helped me schedule out my time a little bit more intentionally, and I think it's a really great tool for y'all to check out as well. Number 4, constantly losing track of time. I always think it's either way earlier or way later than it actually is. I'm never like, oh, it feels like 12:38 right now, and it's like right on point. If that's ever happened, then I probably should have bought a lottery ticket because that would have been like the most dialed in lucky day of my life. Number 5, feeling like time is slipping away. Dude, I feel this so much. If I'm getting distracted by a task or I'm hyper-focusing on something, time literally does not exist. I get sucked into that present moment until I look around me like 3 hours later and I'm like, holy shit.
That was a moment.
Number 6. I can count. I'm 30. Number 6 is slow response or reaction time. I don't agree with this one as much since I'm usually taking in multiple sources of information at once and like pulling little bits from here and there. But if I'm distracted in the moment, my reaction time to some kind of external stimuli could be a little slower, I guess. Number 7, difficulty in regulating the speed of movement. Dude, I have such a hard time walking slow or driving slow. Nothing sends me into a rage more than being stuck behind a slow driver or a slow walker when I'm like on a mission to get somewhere. I can literally feel the impatience like simmering and like boiling up underneath my skin, and I just need to like cut around them and get that release so I don't feel like trapped and impatient in the moment. It's like a physical feeling that I feel, even though 9 out of 10 times it's literally not their fault at all. They're just like living their best lives, taking their time and being in the moment. And I'm like stressed the fuck out because I'm late to something or rushing to something because I didn't cushion my time. Okay. Number 8 is difficulty estimating how long ago event happened, such as when answering seemingly simple questions like when did you eat lunch? When did you last go on vacation? Okay, does anyone else like really suck at storytelling because you get so caught up on these like really insignificant details about time? So I'll be telling a story and harping on one detail like, was it last Wednesday? No, I think it was Tuesday. No, it was definitely Wednesday. And like 27 years later, I finally get back on track with my story and I've completely lost my train of thought. All right, guys, so that pretty much sums up my experience with time blindness. I would be so stoked to hear about the ways that time blindness has shown up in your life. The things that have helped me the most so far are setting alarms for anything and everything, including those last 10 minutes before I leave the house, which is the fastest window of time in the entire universe, I swear to God. The second thing is using the Structured app. It's been so helpful with scheduling out my day and just keeping track of how long things take and where they can fit into my day and my week. And then the third is just communication. Everything comes down to communication, dude. So if I am running late to something or I do need to let somebody know that I'm just gonna need a little bit of extra time, taking a moment to communicate that to the people that I'm involved with for those plans is one of the kindest things you can do, not only for them, but for yourself as well. Okay, so that is a wrap for our little breakdown of ADHD time blindness explained in my life. Thank you so much for sharing this moment in space and time with me. If you're digging the content that I'm putting out into the YouTube stratosphere, I would be so appreciative if you would consider liking this video and subscribing. Let me know in the comments where you're at in your journey right now, how you've been navigating time management and time blindness so we can learn together. Now, if you want to take some time and slow down a little bit and actually intentionally lose track of time, at the end of this video, I'll link one of my previous videos about ADHD perfectionism and how you can let that shit go. This is going to be accompanied by this really fun creative art idea, and it's going to help you drop into the moment, let go of perfectionism, let go of judgment, and really just be present with yourself to create something that's totally you. Catch you next time when we actually have no idea what time it is. Oh, the things we do for social media. Balance, balance, balance is key. Balance is key. You are the lemon. Please help.
send help.